Hello, BookTube.
Hello, BookTube. I have a small mail haul, just 2 packages, but you all wanted to see Deb. So I thought, well, as long as she's here, we might as well do it. But before that, Deb has a little something she'd like to tell you all. Something she's going to read to you. Pay close attention.
My name is Deb. I am unworthy to be appearing in this video. I am unworthy because Steve is sexier than anybody in the history of the universe. I think you should all keep your eyes on the prize. Thank you for your attention.
Very good. She's been meaning to say that to you all. Now we've cleared that up. Let's see what else Edouard Louis has done. What's that look supposed to mean?
I'm just laughing at
the note you wrote.
Yes, the note you had me write.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, great! This is the finished copy of a book I've already reviewed. That's okay. No, that's fine though. This is March Mystery Madness. Yeah, this is Death of an Unsung Hero by Tessa Harlan. The subtitle is A Lady Montfort Mystery, but that's actually a bit of a misnomer, because the whole gimmick of this series is that it's her and her head housewoman who solve the murder mysteries. Her head housewoman is very practical, very pragmatic, of course more versed in the real world than Lady Montfort. Lady Montfort just has spirit and the ability to marshal resources. So I don't see why they would put it that way, but it's a heck of a story, where her husband, the Earl, his estate is being used during World War I as a convalescent home for soldiers who have shell shock. And the village is full of veterans of the Boer Wars who don't even believe there is such a thing as shell shock. They think these are just malingering cowards. And she's talking to some of the soldiers who are administering the hospital when another one of the soldiers runs up and he can't get the words out, and his shell shock has manifested itself in him not being able to speak, so they think he's just having an episode, but really what he's trying to say is that there's a dead body in the garden, face down in the potato run. So
these other 3 books
yeah, it's all the same,
are also
all the same thing. Yeah, Lady Montfort and Hatch, her head butler, I guess would be the feminine equivalent. But very good, though. She packs a lot in. You might like to read that.
I think I might.
It's a double. So, and it's March Mystery Madness. So that's going on. Are you going to read any mysteries for March Mystery Madness?
I have read 2 so far. I'm working on number 3.
You have not.
I did. I read Magpie Murders.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh my.
And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the structure of that, and because my favorite kind of mystery are English country house kind of mysteries.
It's kind of, in a way, a send-up of that.
It is.
It's not a pure example of that. This is.
It is, exactly. And I enjoyed the double mystery to it, the book within a book.
I thought the only thing wrong with it is that Alex Rider doesn't make an appearance.
Okay, I've never read...
Horowitz is the author of
right,
Alex Rider.
That I know, but I've never read any of them, so it doesn't matter.
The book was really good.
It doesn't matter to me.
But it had an almost total lack of live, athletic teenagers.
And as I was reading it, I kept thinking, reading the first section, which is the mystery that takes place in the country, and they kept making references to other books by that author. And I kept thinking, why don't those books really exist?
I know. Do you often
books.
feel that? When fictional books are mentioned in a book you want to read?
I want to read the rest of it.
Somebody ought to do a book. I don't recall it. I don't think anyone's ever done a survey of fictional books. Just a gigantic book about fictional books. I would love that. I would absolutely love to read that book. It'd be huge, but I would love to read it. I mean, think of all the famous examples that come to mind. For me, the most famous being A Key to All Mythologies in Middlemarch. Dry, dusty old Casaubon is writing A Key to All Mythologies, a book he clearly is too afraid ever to finish. So that when Dorothea innocently asks him if she can help him, he gets angry, because that would mean he might have to finish. But think of all the others. Oh my God, there are so many.
That would be amazing. And then I also just finished reading Six Wakes, which I love.
Oh, that's right. That's right. This was the spaceship thing. And it worked.
Oh, it totally did. So the premise is there are 6 crew members who have like are carrying cargo of cryogenically frozen humans and clones to a new planet to start again. And these 6 crew members are all clones, and they
are they all clones of the same person?
No. It is illegal to clone yourself more than once, but clones can carry on. So you could clone another Steve Donahue.
That's also illegal on Book 2 at the Geneva
Convention. At the end of your life, and then that Steve Donahue would have all your memories and all your wealth and everything, because there's a lot of that, and that would carry forward. But anyway, they're also each carrying a secret of a crime that they have committed, and when the ship gets to its destination, those crimes are going to be forgiven. But they don't know what the other people, what their crimes are.
Do they know their own?
Kind of. Because, and this is the twist. This is the awesome twist. This is the awesome twist. Is the it starts out. So there's been some tragedy that's happened on the ship that's killed all 6 crew members. 5 crew members, and one of them is dying. And they've initiated the cloning process for the next generation of clones to run the ship. And those clones are missing the memories of whatever happened to...
But the thing that killed the crew members has to be a crime. One of the clones has to be responsible for it. You don't want to give anything away.
I don't want to give anything away. But so...
Now I want to read it.
These 6 clones with no memory of the last 25 years that they've been on this spaceship. They only remember the party right before the launch. So all the data from that point onward and the ship's records are all wiped out. And so they wake up knowing one of them committed these horrible murders, but not knowing which one. And even the person who did it doesn't know if it's them. I say go check it out.
What made you... I'll remind me. I'll try to remember to leave the info down below. It's 6 Wakes?
6 Wakes by Mur Lafferty.
Mur Lafferty.
And
what made you pick it?
I saw a list of books nominated for the Nebula Award. Oh. And that was one of them. And
here's one of our crew members now.
And I thought, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, don't bother. Don't bother to say excuse me or anything. Just climb right over us.
And I really liked it, so. And now I'm reading Brat Farrar.
Wow, so she's right in the swing of March Mystery Madness. Think this might be a mystery? That's great that this one was. Let's see what this is. Oh, it is another mystery. Oh my. Kind of a nice cover. Ordinarily don't like photos as covers, but okay, so this is by William Shaw. It comes out in June. It's called Salt Lane. Did not request this. Yeah, it's another mystery. Oh, son of a gun, it's a March Mystery Madness mail haul. Detective Sergeant Alexandra Cupidi is out of her element. A recent transfer from the London Metropolitan Police to the rugged countryside, she's done little to ingratiate herself with her new colleagues who find her city attitude too brash. So it's the fish out of water protagonist, which can be a little old. To make matters worse, she investigated her first partner, a veteran detective, and found him guilty of murder. So not only is she a fish out of water, but she's a snitch. Now assigned the ambitious young Jill Ferreter to look after, she's facing... Okay, who's Jill Ferreter when she's at home? Am I supposed to know that? She's facing another bizarre case. A woman found floating in a local marshland, dead of no apparent cause. Every time Deb's ever been found floating face down in a local marshland, the locals have gotten all alarmed, and they rush up to her. When they roll her over, she says, just leave me alone. I was comfortable.
I was sleeping.
Yeah, it's a manatee thing. Nobody's going to get it.
Yeah.
The case gets even stranger when the two detectives contact... Okay, so Jill Ferriter must be a detective. When the two detectives contact the victim's next of kin, her son, a highly successful graphic designer living in London. Adopted at the age of 2, he'd never known his mother until a homeless woman knocked on his door claiming to be her. Impossibly, it was this woman's body that was found drowned near the Kentish coast the very same night. Juggling the case, her aging mother, her teenage daughter... These people being lugged into the third act. She has an aging mother and a teenage daughter now as well. As if all this weren't enough.
You're going to need a notebook to keep track of these people.
Detective Cupidity must discover who the woman really was, who killed her, and how she managed to reconnect with her long-lost son, apparently from beyond the grave.
There's a lot going on
There's
in that book.
a lot going on there. And you'll notice that the person who will certainly end up being the killer is not mentioned. The son is adopted. The adoptive father is the killer. Mark my words.
There you have your prediction.
Wow. All right. So I did not know anything about this. All right. So this comes out in June. What do we know about William Shaw? He's an award-winning pop culture journalist who has written for the UK's Observer and Independent, as well as the New York Times. He's author of 3 novels set in 1960s London. She's Leaving Home, The Kings of London, and A Song for the Broken-Hearted. I think I remember She's Leaving Home.
Yeah.
And A Song for the Broken-Hearted was shortlisted for the Crime Writers Association Historical Dagger Award. And he lives in Sussex, England. And it has a blurb from Val McDermott, who I hate, and a blurb from Peter James, who I like. So, all right, fine, wonderful. Wait, what? Okay, so the hub sheet has more information. So Detective Cupidity has an aging mother, a teenage daughter. She's a fish out of water. She convicted her last partner, but in addition to that, I thought you thought things were over with her, but no, she's a recent transfer from the London Metropolitan Police, posted to the rugged Kentish countryside. She struggles to fit in with her new colleagues. Particularly her first partner, a veteran detective whom she once assigned to investigate, an investigation that ended in his arrest on murder charges, but he's back on the force. And he's on the force in Kent. Now newly assigned to the awkward but handsome Sergeant Moon.
Whoa! Where did he come from?
Where did he come from? And who's Jill Ferriter? If it's not... It's about to start in a classic Austin Powers.
Let's see if, like, in the Russian novels, if they have, like, a list of characters. And
oh, no, there you go. That's how I know him.
The
one book they didn't mention, The Bird Watcher. That's what I knew his name from. All right, this book is all over the map. No, there's no dramatis personae. Good Lord. I am going to need a scorecard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we'll see.
All right.
But I do want to read
The
this.
Death of an Unsung Hero and Salt Line, a historical murder mystery and a contemporary murder mystery. And an important note from Death.
That's right.
Pay no attention to the fact that it's in my handwriting. It comes straight from the heart.
I think they could tell that when I was reading it.
Yeah.
That
Eyes on the prize.
Goodbye, book 2.